Hi, welcome to the F1 Time Portal, a Formula One history podcast started by two merry Formula One fans. I'm your host, Rosa.
And I'm your Kung Fu fighting host, Luigi. And today we're taking you back to the 1975 season, actually doing race review, part 2. So let's go.
Yes, we got very carried away talking about the season just generally last episode, didn't we?
Yeah, and I even questioned you. I said, Rosie, your opening was too short for that, and we did a whole episode on the opening. So that's the second time. That's the second time ever. So well done us for not getting to a race, but we covered a lot of 75 flavour. So
and I think
you need to go back. Yeah, we did.
We set up the season really well. Yeah. Okay, where are we, Louis?
We're at race 1, the Argentinian Grand Prix. It's at Buenos Aires, January 12, 53 laps, and the weather was hot. So the practice started the Friday before the race, and it was actually local hero Carlos Reutemann who set the early pace in the all-new Martini Brabham.
Yeah, we've got a photo of it there. It's a very strange-looking car. It's very angular. It's got like this skirt thing going around it, and the air intake is hilarious.
It's still got the lobster claw. It's still holding on to that design feature.
Yes, it has. That's right. Yeah, it looks very strange. But, yeah.
And that's what I love about these because they look so different.
I know. They do. They look hilarious.
And the huge air intake on the top.
The air intake looks like something that should be on a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, so Jarriere in the shadow was also creating quite the impression, powering out of corners in opposite lock slides. We were just talking, Louis, about the sliding of these cars, and he was taking it tight to the nth degree here, and he was sliding all over the place. But he finished fastest for the day, breaking the 1 minute 50 barrier with a time of 1 minute 49.21 seconds.
Yeah, and he's doing that in not that great a car. So first of all, it's cool that he's doing the slides, and that Shadow is not a top-tier car. It's like very much a midfield car, so great result by him.
Yeah. Fittipaldi in the McLaren, Pace in the Brabham, Reutemann in the Brabham, and Hunt in the Hesketh. Lauda in the Ferrari were also contenders for pole, outdoing each other during the session, but no one could set a faster time than Jarriere, who ended up in pole position. This is my dream, Louis, like the Shadow on pole for the first race of the season. I mean, I just love the fact that there's this car called a Shadow and the way that it was named and everything. And yeah, so this is good. Good start for them.
Yeah, and it's got that cool black look with a bit of colour on the top.
Yes.
So Pace and the Brabham ended up taking second, or Pache. Did we agree?
I think we said Pache, yes. We should say Pache, yes.
He was second fastest, and home hero Reutemann ended up coming third in the Brabham. Lauda was fourth, and defending champion Fittipaldi was fifth, and Hunt was eventually sixth.
So disaster struck for the Shadow team on race day, however, when his car stripped all its teeth. That's a new one, Louis. We haven't heard of a car stripping all its teeth. During the warm-up lap, so he couldn't even start the race. He was a non-starter.
That's just a disaster. I mean, he got pole, probably his first pole, probably the first pole for Shadow as well, and not even starting.
I know. I reckon is that the first time we've heard of a pole sitter not starting a race?
I know. I'm sure it's happened before, but it's not often. This will be top few times.
Yes.
I'm sure of it. I'm sure it's happened before. Yeah. Yeah, so this teeth stripping, just to let you know, I looked it up. It's in relation to the clutch mechanism. So again, not technical, but I think clutches have teeth that interconnect.
Okay, got it.
Different size cogs or something. Yeah, yeah.
Right. And it's just stripped all of them. I can just imagine them just all falling off.
I can imagine one metal was stronger than the other.
That's right.
Stripped it, and that car's not going anywhere.
No,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So with the position empty at the front of the grid, Rose's dreams dashed already. It was Reutemann who lined up in third, who anticipated the start really well and had the big gap in front of him, and he screamed into the lead at his home Grand Prix.
Well done him. But the first corner was mayhem as Maas, who started 13th, had fought his way up to 10th and hit the back of Schechter's Tyrrell, causing both of them to need the pits.
Yeah, it's a good old first corner mayhem from the midfield. Yeah.
Yes.
So meanwhile, out front, after the first lap, it was the Brabhams of Reutemann and Pache, then Lauda, Hunt and Fittipaldi.
Hunt was hunting, excuse the pun, Lauda's Ferrari, and finally on lap 8 overtook him to slot into third place. We always knew Hunt was fast, hey, Louis?
Yeah, but remember, he's in a Hesketh.
I know.
So, so we're seeing the beginning of a great rivalry here and a friendship that turns out in the end. But yeah, he's in what I would call a midfield car, that's for sure. But yes, talk about a good charge.
Yeah. On lap 13, Wilson Fittipaldi spun in his own car. Is he in his own car right from the beginning of the season?
Yeah, he is. He qualified last, about 6 seconds behind second to last.
Oh, my gosh.
In fact, Graham Hill was – oh, no, I'm picking Graham Hill out, but I can name the last three because it's funny. Graham Hill was third to last, 1 minute 54 flat. Then M. Wilds in the BRM, 1 minute 54.48. And then Wilson Fittipaldi, 2 minutes 0.22. So it's like a 6 second gap. So that car looked fast, but it was not.
It was very not. Well, he crashed his car and it burst into flames. He was unhurt, but his car was totally burnt out and destroyed.
Yeah. And those marshals must have got him out in time, or he got himself out just in time, thank goodness. But this did get me thinking about forks in the road. Like, without giving too much away, and those of you who know the history of Formula One would know what I mean when I say, if Wilson was seriously injured or passed away, would Emerson not do what he do in 76, which changed everything for him going forward? Just saying. Yeah. Makes sense?
All right. We're not going to spoil that.
Those that know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But that's a dark place you went there, Luigi.
I know.
That's a dark place.
No, I just want him to be injured. I just want him to be injured that he couldn't race in Formula One anymore.
You could just say that financially it took the guts out of his team or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Too dark. Okay, fair enough.
Okay. But on that same lap, back to the race, on that same lap, Pache overtook his leading teammate Reutemann, which I could imagine was with some resistance though. Reutemann was a good racer. We have heard of him just holding everyone up for quite some time. But seconds later, Pache spun at this same spot as the Wilson Fittipaldi crash. And Pache dropped to 7th. So, Wilson also had a bit of an impact on the other races.
In a positive, I wouldn't say positive, more positive than what I said. The poor guy, Pache, he challenged and took the lead from his own teammate, which wouldn't have been easy because you're in the same car, then spins and is out of the running to win. So that's pretty sad. And let's not forget, while this is the Argentinian race, there would likely be a lot of Brazilians at the track to cheer the Brazilian drivers. Yeah, Emerson as well as Pache. So to the race, Fittipaldi, sensing that the Brazilian crowd needed a new hero to follow, overtook Lauda for third. But meanwhile up front, Hunt was actually now challenging Reutemann for first.
Oh, hometown hero doing it tough now. His car was understeering badly and 3 laps later, Hunt had the lead. And to make matters even worse, Emerson Fittipaldi had caught up to the two and he also got past Reutemann to take second.
So Reutemann fell from first to third in 1 lap and was now only just ahead of Ferraris of Lauda and Regazzoni. So just saying, with Hunt in the lead, unlike the neighbouring Brazilian fans, I doubt there was much of a British contingent that flew to Argentina to watch this race. So he was taking the lead for himself, not for the crowd, and probably silence when he took the lead.
Yeah, just like a really, really good F1 driver, Luigi.
Yeah.
But up front, Fittipaldi was now battling Hunt for the lead, and these two gradually pushing each other all the way left everyone else behind.
Yeah, and Hunt was only barely holding on though. And on lap 35 at the hairpin, he went sideways and spun onto the grass. So although he quickly recovered, Fittipaldi had gone through into the lead, which pretty much made the Brazilian fans go crazy with happiness. The ones that crossed the border.
I wonder if that hairpin was a slide, like he was sliding into the hairpin or out of the hairpin and he just spun too far and went onto the grass. It doesn't take much, I guess. So Hunt spent the next 18 laps trying to get back his spot. but Fittipaldi was too good, uncatchable, and he took the checkered flag by more than 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Reutemann finished third, 11 seconds further back.
Pache had a great recovery drive to make it back to fourth, but on lap 47, his engine failed, putting Regazzoni in fourth.
And you only mentioned fourth because it's a Ferrari, right?
We'll just carry on. We don't need to make comments about that, Louis.
Okay.
But poor Pache.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, like he recovered to fourth, like at his home Grand Prix, and then his engine failed on lap 47. What was that, 50-something laps here?
Something like that, yeah. Oh, Pache's Brazilian, remember? So this is
Brazilian,
Argentina.
sorry.
Yeah.
Argentina, yeah.
But just acknowledging Fittipaldi, he won the 74 championship just. It was like that final race, equal points. And what a good defense, winning the first race. It's a good sign.
So at the end of race 1, he's leading the championship standings. He's on 9 points. James Hunt, second in that midfield Hesketh. Reutemann, third. And then Regazzoni, fourth. So he must have finished ahead of Lauda. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So up to, do we do the constructors?
Oh, yeah, constructors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
McLaren 9, Hesketh 6, Brabham 4, Ferrari 3.
Yes. Okay. So we're up to race 2, the Brazilian Grand Prix. So this was on January 26th. Quite a gap between these two races considering they're next to each other. People would have flown all the way back to Britain and Europe. And back again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Unless they had a big 2-week holiday. So January 26th, 40 laps, and the temperature this time was very hot. So when the circuit opened on Friday morning for the practice session, Jarier, the star of Argentina qualifying, who didn't even do the race, literally took up where he left off and totally demoralized the opposition in his shadow.
Wow. I'm loving this shadow. It's like a qualifying juggernaut. He was over a second faster than everyone else except Hunt, Reutemann, Pache and Fittipaldi. He got a little bit closer, but he was the fastest.
Another class. Yeah. And it's the same people that were sort of with him in Argentina. So this is looking like the crowd of 75, I guess.
Yes, the people to beat. Yeah. So Saturday qualifying saw Jarier put his pole position beyond any doubt with an amazing time of 2 minutes, 29.88 seconds.
Yeah. So I'm just going to have a look at the gaps and all that in a second. But Fittipaldi eventually took second place, like 0.8 or 9 behind. Reutemann was third. And the two Ferraris of Lauda and Regazzoni were fourth and fifth, respectively. Ferrari is still using their older car at this stage. They haven't brought their new car out yet. So let's just digest here. Jarier in a shadow, he's just achieved back-to-back poles, and we have no idea of his race pace because he was, so we don't know what he's capable of doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that's a big gap. He was 0.7 ahead, what did you say? 0.7 or 0.8 ahead of Fittipaldi.
Yeah.
So, it could just be qualifying pace, couldn't it? And then the race, it would just fall apart. But anyway, we'll see. So to the race start, Fittipaldi developed too much wheel spin, which allowed Reutemann to shoot through on the outside of Jarier and neatly cut across his front wing to take the lead as they arrived at the first corner.
Yeah, so Reutemann's teammate Pache also had a great start from sixth, and he was now in third, ahead of the two Ferraris of Regazzoni and Lauda. Then it was Scheckter and Fittipaldi who fell back to seventh with that wheel spin challenge.
So Jarier now was looking to take revenge on Reutemann, and 2 laps later he had it as he overtook on the inside of the Brabham, under-braking at the end of the main straight.
Yeah, nice move by Jarier, and he's surprising, isn't he? He looks like he does have race pace. Yeah. So we've seen drivers have a purple patch, but this is starting to look like a royal purple patch but he needs to get the result landed to get it. Do you know what I mean? Getting poles and not finishing doesn't count, but he's taken the lead.
Yeah, well, he pulled away quickly and he was out by 2 seconds at the end of the same lap.
Yeah, interesting. And now in second place, it was teammates Reutemann and Pache who were battling. Reutemann's Brabham started developing an understeer problem in the corners. And because of that, a queue was starting to form behind him, with Pache, the queue forming behind Pache, with Regazzoni being the leader of the queue.
Pache, who had chosen a different tyre compound to his team leader. So that actually, just on that, we do hear much more about tyre compounds in Mike Lang's book. Like, well, I don't get the detail about soft, hard, but you do get there are different compounds that can be chosen. So it's sort of similar to what we see now, isn't it? Like before it was only like wets and slicks. Now we're hearing about compounds. So anyway, so that's another strategy, I guess, that will affect these races. So yeah, Pache had chosen a different tyre compound and under more and more pressure from Regazzoni, overtook Reutemann at the same spot that Jarier had earlier.
Interesting. And half distance, Jarier now had a 20-second lead over Pache, and Regazzoni had overtaken Reutemann for third, who was still struggling with the handling of his Brabham.
Yeah, that understeer, I think, was affecting his tyres. But so Reutemann was now under pressure from Fittipaldi, who had just overtaken Lauda for fifth place. All right, so Fittipaldi's making a bit of a charge.
Yeah. So on lap 23, Jarrier's shadows unfortunately started having issues with the fuel system.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and the engine started cutting out. So his 25-second lead quickly vanished as he struggled to keep his engine running. And on lap 33, it cut out completely. The poor guy out of the race. Now, remember, this is a 40-lap race and it's lap 33.
33.
So, yeah, this passes Andrew's requirement. So, Andrew, our TP
that's
guest,
right. That's right.
He will only recognise if they've achieved more than half the race, was it, or more?
Yes, I think it's 60% or something.
60%, yeah. So anyway.
But that's a shame. I actually thought he would actually win this one from pole position. But the Brazilian Pache shot past him to take the lead and his countryman Fittipaldi was now second.
Yeah, so it's a Brazilian one too so far at Brazil. So he got past Regazzoni's Ferrari, who was now also experiencing understeer problems, which allowed the second McLaren of Jochen Mass to get up to third.
The last few laps were very exciting as Fittipaldi tried to overtake Pache, but the Brabham driver was too good. And he went on to win his first GP by nearly 6 seconds.
That's impressive, isn't it?
It is.
It's the defending world champion and the guy who just won the first race.
Yeah.
So Pache first, Fittipaldi second, Brazil 1-2, Mass in the other McLaren third. The Mass, the guy who replaced Holm. Probably Holm would have finished third if he drove in this race. That's his favourite position, pretty much.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
I can even attack him when he's retired.
This was the 176th and last championship race start of Graham Hill's Formula One career.
Wow, that's big. I mean,
I don't think I'm spoiling anything too big here, but yeah, that is big.
It is big. And the way he retires is not the most ideal, which we'll talk about soon. But this is the last race he participated in, and he qualified 4th from the back, ahead of Wilds in that BRM and Wilson Fittipaldi and Stommelen in the Lola. So just covering the back end he's in the bottom group. So yeah.
Yeah. And also it was, I don't think I'm spoiling anything too big here because I don't think this name goes on to do too much, but that was Carlos Pache's only F1 win of his career.
Yeah. I think it's worth calling out because when they only win one race, we've got to give it special spotlight to acknowledge it. What's interesting to me, and I think I mentioned it later in this podcast, or I probably will, but I don't quite know if there's a number one in that Brabham team because Pache seems to be, Reutemann's up there, but Pache's up there too. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's interesting. So the mere fact he only gets one race in his career, he looked better than Reutemann for most of this season. So why did you only get one, Pache?
I know.
Just saying. Yeah.
Well, and if you only have to win one, it'd be good to be your home Grand Prix, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
You'd
Why
choose that one, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
All right. So to the standings in the drivers, we've got Fittipaldi now on 15, Pache on 9, Hunt on 7, Regazzoni on 6, and in the constructors, McLaren on 15, Brabham on 13, Hesketh on 7, and Ferrari on 6.
Okay. So now we're up to the South African Grand Prix, the race where I saw lots of power slides, but I'm sure that's all through every race. I don't think they just reserved it for this one.
No.
It's at Kyalami. It was on the 1st of March, 78 laps, and the weather was overcast, warm and dry. So we actually see Ferrari make the debut of their all-new 312T. And from this race onwards, so let's see if that makes a difference, hey?
Yeah, we've put a picture of it there for us, Louis. It looks like a pretty awesome car. Like it looks really nice. Like the air vents, the air intakes on the side. It doesn't have that big air intake on the top of the driver's head, but the wings look pretty cool. It's kind of edgy looking. Again, it looks like a go-kart.
Yeah, I really like this car. This car,
Me too.
really, this is as close to me being a Ferrari fanboy was this car.
Okay. And the red is a beautiful red. Like, I don't know.
The right red.
It's the right red because they kind of mess around with the red of their car a few times, which I don't like. And it goes a bit orange sometimes, but this is like cherry red. This is like the right. But yes, I have everything crossed for that T, that 312T.
Okay. Just ask quickly on the red. I recall we've been to a few Melbourne Grand Prix together.
Yes.
Did you end up buying that orange Ferrari shirt or did you you criticised it but you didn't buy it?
It was too orange. Yeah.
Okay. That was 24.
Orange.
What, 2024? Or was that
24. No, it was 24. Okay. And sometimes they go really, really deep burgundy as well. I think one of their cars was, I think that was a 2021 or 2021 or 22. It was deeper. It was a deeper red. But anyway, they should go back to this 1975 red, whatever that is.
If they don't know, they need to know what that 1975 red is. And I'm pretty sure that 1975 red is what, if you're rich enough to buy a new Ferrari from the dealership, it's going to be that red. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And Ferrari F1 team should be using that red regardless of what it looks like on TV, because that's probably why they're playing with the colours so it looks better on TV. You know?
Yes. Yeah, and it's got no blue and white stupid HP on there either. Anywho,
you just digress. Cost us HP sponsorship.
Damn.
You've probably attracted 10 other IT companies that will go, they're dissing HP. We'll go with them.
We'll go, exactly. So practice started and there was lots of drama. Poor Jarier had car trouble and could only qualify 13th. And Lella Lombardi also had car trouble and could only qualify last.
Now, I'm going to call you out on that. I'll call out the video, the YouTube video, because it's almost disrespectful to say Lella Lombardi qualified last. You just say 23rd. It's like saying last is like kicking someone while they're down.
Yes,
unnecessarily.
I agree. No, yeah. I agree.
The video did it and you did it. I'm just calling it out.
Well, I think that's because that's what Mike Lang said as well. Like I think
did he say it as well? Everyone said it. Everyone wanted to make sure we knew that the woman was last.
That's exactly. And I'm ashamed of myself. I shouldn't have put it in there.
Yeah, you had a chance to change the world.
I did. I had a chance to make a positive impact on women racing and I didn't take it.
You didn't take it, yeah. So that was only the start of the drama for this race because Graham Hill's car spun oil. See, he was trying to qualify here. Graham Hill's car spun on oil drop from Ronnie Peterson's car and crashed, which destroyed his car. So he opted to sit out of this race.
Right. So he never raced again, given what we said last race then, Louis.
Yeah. It's not like he planned it.
No,
do you know what I mean? He was trying to get into this race. So there's more to come. There's more to come in that regard, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So his formal retirement is coming soon. But once the debris had been cleared and the holes in the catch fencing mended, there was a second accident as Niki Lauda spun on engine oil and hit the wall at 120 miles per hour.
Wow, that's big.
That's nearly 200 Ks. That's quite a lot.
He was okay, but that was his new 312T. So they had to get out his old car to do the race in. Damn it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't really have a number 1 or 2 because Regazzoni was in the running for the championship in 74 because Lauda had issues. So why didn't they say...
Give him the 312T and get Regazzoni his old car?
Yeah, because Regazzoni could have easily said, where was Hunt in the... Not Hunt. Where was Lauda in the 74 finale? Oh, he wasn't in the running. Oh, that's right. And I'm giving him my car.
Yeah.
So I can see there was a bit of that going on behind the scenes. So there were further violent accidents, unfortunately, to Scheckter driving the Tyrrell and Guy Tunmer in a Lotus. So the drivers deemed the circuit not safe and they actually refused to continue until the fencing defects were remedied and the track improved. And this was helped further by the mechanics refusing to allow more practice. And I think the mechanics even went out there and to help the track organisers. They were like trying to fix up the barriers themselves. That's how full on it was.
Wow. It's interesting that the mechanics had so much influence as well. But good on them. Good on them for standing up for safety. So there was quite a lengthy delay and the practice times. So after a lengthy delay, the practice times were collated. So they must have just added up what they had already done because they'd had no more time for practice. I think that's what happened. And they found that Pache had set pole and his teammate Reutemann second, Scheckter in the Tyrrell third and Lauda fourth. Pache, fresh off his first win, seems to be the new Purple Patch driver, Louis.
Yeah, and with Jarier nowhere. So, he's taken over the Purple Patch flag. Yeah. So at race start, Pache was off like a bullet. Scheckter also had a good start to take second, and Peterson in the Lotus came from eighth to slot into third.
Oh, that's a good start from the Lotus there.
Yeah, first time we mentioned them, I think.
Yeah, first time. Reutemann, who had hung back a little at the start, emerged fourth. So that's almost a nonsense start, Louis. I don't know.
Almost. We haven't had one for a little while,
We haven't had one. I mean, he was second and he's now fourth.
Would you call the Jarier stripping his teeth a nonsense start? It's a nonsense car. It's a nonsense car, not a nonsense start.
Yeah, nah.
If he tried to start, he wouldn't have moved.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah. So anyway, Pache led for 2 laps, but then Scheckter, to the delight of his home crowd, took the lead on lap 3 under braking. Peterson's Lotus was handling badly, which allowed Reutemann to move back up to third.
2 laps later, Depailler in the Tyrrell also overtook Peterson, and Peterson slowly dropped down the field until on lap 11 when he finally drew into the pits for new tyres and a front aerofoil adjustment.
Yeah, so sad to see Lotus struggling after being a leader in the sport since the 60s and Clark. It's not that long ago, though, because they did win the 72 championship, so it's not like they've been in the wilderness for a long time, but still...
I don't know. That's no worse.
It's no worse than the proper Ferrari droughts. I mean, Ferrari, they write how to do droughts, you know?
Yeah.
Mainly because they've been around a long time that they can allow for droughts and still be around.
Yeah. But I mean, 3 years is a long time in Formula One to have the same car, though. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Like,
well, they tried another car. They tried and they went back again. They tried
and, yeah, that's right. That's sort of, like I said before, that is not what Lotus was known for. So it is sad to see them, after being such a leader, like you say, not only on the track, but in terms of innovation, that they're just falling down and not being able to be competitive in a race now. And Peterson's fast. Peterson's a good driver. Like,
yeah, let's not forget in 73 he got like 9 poles out of 15,
exactly.
like some ridiculous number.
Yes.
So he's got pace, and he's killing Ix. Ix is his teammate. Yes. We're not even mentioning Ix.
We're not even mentioning him. He's nowhere. Exactly. All right. So Pache was struggling with his brakes, which allowed Scheckter to extend his lead out front.
Yeah. So on lap 13, realising he was holding up his team leader, Pache moved over to let Reutemann through to take up the chase.
Really, Louis? Really? Like, I was very interested in this because I don't know that would ever happen.
Well, it's like there's no team radio in those days, right? So it wasn't like I'll let the other driver through there faster.
No.
He made the call himself, apparently.
Yeah.
Is this Mike Lang that said he moved over to let him through?
Yes. Yeah. That was the Mike Lang.
It probably was true, but he did it himself. He used common sense and put the team first.
Wow. That never happens.
You don't see, and no team engineers telling him. No. I mean, I wonder if the pit board said switch or something.
Maybe there would have been a pit sign saying let him, switch places or whatever. I really wonder whether today, if there was no team radio and no instructions, whether drivers would actually make that kind of decision. I don't know.
That would be fascinating. I would love to, because how would they should do a retro one race a year, no team radio.
no radio.
Have to do the old holding the signs out. And like, because you have to tell your driver, let's say driver A is on softs and driver B is on hards and the one on hards is in front. let this one in the softs through. They must have a sign saying hard tire, soft tire,
Yes.
switch.
Yeah.
And will the driver pretend they didn't see?
I reckon you're right. I reckon they wouldn't see. But look, I've got to hand it to Pache there. He was ethical. He did the right thing by the team. Like
even on his purple patch.
That's right. Exactly. Anyway, let's continue on. Depailler then also got past the struggling Pache, and then Regazzoni was right on Pache's tail while Regazzoni was being pressured by Fittipaldi.
Interesting, because the world champion then showed his skill by getting past both Regazzoni and Pache in the next 3 laps to chase down Depailler, who was in third behind Reutemann and Scheckter.
Fittipaldi's in the McLaren, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the McLaren.
Yeah, okay. So Depailler battled. So Depailler's in the Tyrrell. What's Depailler in? The Tyrrell?
He's in the Tyrrell. Though he's really cleaned his helmet well this race. The visor. He's in a very relaxed mood.
He's in the zone.
Yeah, he's in the zone.
Yeah,
he's probably driving and wiping his visor while driving. That's how good he is right now.
So the Tyrrell of Depailler and the McLaren of Fittipaldi battled for the next 20 minutes, which is about 10, 12 laps here, while Scheckter maintained his lead over Reutemann.
Yeah, and in the mid-2020s, we don't see 20-minute battles.
Nah.
This would have been amazing to see.
Yeah.
So Fittipaldi's engine then started to misfire, which caused him to lose contact with Depailler and lose places to Pache and the 2 Ferraris.
Oh, my gosh. That's a big slide backwards. McLaren. He went to the pits 3 times, Louis, before they could locate the issue, by which time they decided to carry out a test program for the remainder of the race.
Yeah, why not?
That's a sad end for that McLaren there.
Yeah, it is. He would have been getting blue flags and everything all the way.
Yes.
So up front, Schechter's lead now over Reutemann was shrinking until they got to the back markers. But then Scheckter was able to get through them quicker than Reutemann anyway, and then he extended his lead once again.
Right. So the finish was Scheckter. What's he driving, Louis? He's in the Tyrrell, isn't he?
Scheckter is in... is he in the Tyrrell? I think he is.
Is he in the Tyrrell? Oh, what's he in?
Yeah, he's in the Tyrrell, yes.
Yeah,
he qualified way down. He qualified I can't even count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16th or 17th, somewhere around that mark.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a great race for him then. So, yeah, he finished first, Reutemann second in the BRM, and Depailler in the other Tyrrell third. Pache in fourth in the BRM and Lauda fifth.
Oh, so we're saying fifth now, are we? Because he's in a Ferrari, right? He's in the old Ferrari too, remember?
He's in the old Ferrari, exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm mentioning it, Louis. And Lella Lombardi had to retire on lap 23 with a fuel system issue.
Oh, okay. I was going to mention a quick comment about Lella Lombardi. This is the race we were talking about qualifying last. Was that this race or the one before?
No, it's this race.
Okay, because she didn't qualify last.
Oh.
Because her time was 1 minute 19.68.
Oh, no, it was the race before, Louis.
Oh, was it? Oh, because in this race, Wilson Fittipaldi was first reserve, 1 minute 19.73.
Right. Okay.
So,
good on her.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but the other march, where did the other march qualify? Because I don't think the other march was doing very well anyway. Who's in the other march? Some nobody, I think.
Well, March is a funny team because I know they sell their car to other cars too, other teams too. There's Brambilla in a march, but he's qualified
I think it's Brambilla. It was
he's
Brambilla.
Like 6th or 7th.
Okay.
So he's sort of up there, so not a good reference.
No, okay. Sorry, Leila. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to move on now. So Fittipaldi is on 15 points, Carlos Pache on 12, Carlos Reutemann on 10. So good battle there by the 2 Brabham drivers. Scheckter on 9 and Hunt on 7. And in the constructors, we've got Brabham on 19, McLaren on 16 and Tyrrell on 11.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah, we might stop there, Louis. That was good first 3 races. Lots of action.
Yeah, we got... And, it was a lot of action. Yeah.
Good racing. So we'll see you back for part 3.
Okay.
Part 3.
See you on then. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.